Bonjour, welcome to French 1. I am Madame Rumley. It is Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, week 18, January 26th. And today's lesson is called Venez avec moi. Come with me because we'll be learning this verb to come. All right. Le programme pour aujourd'hui est prière, écriture, cultural corner, révision devoir, leçon 15 et devoir. I have a lot of written exercises for you guys today. I wanted you to practice a lot. So be prepared to work as quickly as you can or as thoroughly as you can. Be working a lot today. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to be together. I invite you into this class. Ask that we would be free of tech problems, that class would go smoothly, and each student here would really benefit and be blessed by this class. We give it up to you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. L'écriture pour aujourd'hui vient de Jean 14:1. Que votre cœur ne se trouble point. Croyez en Dieu et croyez en moi. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, also believe in me. Que means what, but in this case it's used kind of in the sense of that your heart would not be, or may your heart not be troubled. Kind of like that it wouldn't be in essence. It doesn't translate very fluidly, but anyways, okay, so that's then votre, your, heart, cœur. I'm trying to think, isn't there like a coronary disease or something like that? It means a disease to do with the heart, or something an artery that's named like coronary artery or something like that, that they all come from the same root of cœur, which means heart. Does anyone have any other ways to remember that cœur means heart? I know there's somewhere back in there. Well, anyways, in my brain, that is a connection. All right, and then so may your heart, and then here we have a negative sandwich, but it's not ne pas, it's ne point, which is kind of like a little more intense than just a simple negative. Instead of saying like that your heart is not troubled, it's like that it's not troubled one bit, not what, like at all, like extra. Cardiac muscle, that's what it, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's the same root there. Anyways, thank you. All right, so we have the negative sandwich ne and point instead of ne pas, which means not just that your heart is not troubled, but that it's not troubled one bit, kind of stronger. Se trouble is a verb unit. It means to trouble oneself. The se there means that it's reflexive, happening to oneself, so it's considered one kind of unit there. Croyez means to believe in God and believe in me. There you go, Emma. In Latin, it's core. So it's, yeah, there you go. Okay. John 14:1. So tout le monde levez les mains. Tout le monde levez les mains. So let me erase it. I'll move the distracting lines. And we will go through it. Yes, of course. Que votre cœur ne se trouble point. Croyez en Dieu et croyez en moi. We've got a kind of some repetition there, some rhythm, so it shouldn't be too hard. All right, Emma, you're up. Yes. Trouble. Mm-hmm. Point. Or croyez. Excellent. That sounded great, Emma. Well done. And way to ask for help when you needed it. Charlotte, your turn. You can lower your hand, Emma. Yes. Good. Very good, Charlotte. Excellent. Madison. Oops. Okay, sorry, I gave MJ that. Go ahead, Madison. Yes. Very good. Excellent, Madison. That sounded really good. Charlotte, don't worry. I like it that for some reason that's the mistake I always make too. 40 and 14 and 15 and 50. I don't, even in your own language, you still have these things that are hard. All right, MJ, your turn. Yes. Perfect. Well done. Okay, Xavier. Once you go, you can lower your hand. Are you there, Xavier? I can hear your mic, but I can't hear you speaking. Oh, you sound very distant. Let me try again. Kind of. Go for it. Good. Okay. There's a lot of background noise. It was kind of hard to hear some parts, but what I did hear sounded pretty good. Good. All right, Jonathan, your turn. Yes. Good, Jonathan. I'm gonna have you repeat a few words. Cœur for heart. Cœur, and then trouble and Dieu. Good. Good job. Good fixes. Rachel. Yes. Good. Rachel, we don't pronounce the T in point here. Can you just say point with no T down? Good. Good job. And that's like the hardest thing for English speaking students who are learning French to overcome is pronouncing that. It's like, it's just weird. Yes, it does. Julia, your turn. Mm-hmm. Excellent. No corrections. Good job. Emma. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Well done. Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Quatorze. Good. Emily. That sounded great, Elizabeth. Well done. Oh, wait, was that Emma that just went? Okay, yes. Yes. Very good. Very good, Emily. Yes, I'm just gonna, yes, Nation, I did it right before you suggested it. I'm gonna go off video until we're done doing this, just for the sake of the internet. That sounded great, Emily. All right, Faith? Yes, it's very soft, but I can hear you. Good. That sounded great, Faith. Well done. All right. Rebecca.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Quel broche con fait trembler ton cœur en Dieu et fait en moi, Jean
14. 14 for the number 14. 14. Good. Very good. Jaina? Yes. Sounds good, Jaina. Good job. Rebecca, you're up. Are you there, Rebecca? Cannot hear you if you're speaking. Okay, audio setup. Okay, we'll come right back to you. Nation? Yes. That sounded really good. Well done. Good. All right, Rebecca, you ready? Rebecca Winfield? Can't hear you. We'll come back to you again. Oh, are you there? Yes. 14. Good. Very good. That sounded good, Rebecca. I'm glad we got your mic. You got your mic working. All right, Alex. Not last, but certainly not least. Yes. Well done, Alex. Very good. No corrections. Good. All right, let's move on. I will turn my video back on now that we're not sharing all the mics there. You guys sounded really good. And that was kind of a longer, a little slightly more complicated one, but you did well. Good job, you guys. You should be very proud of yourselves. I'll give you applause. Round of applause for everyone. Today's Cultural Corner is about the Médecins Sans Frontières. Has anyone heard of this group? It's called Doctors Without Borders in English. So I'll start by saying that historically, France has experienced more, in recent memory, I'd say some more trials or hard times than we can remember in the United States. I'm not saying that life is easier in the United States. I'm sure people have really hard times. But in terms of like, has anyone heard of the book or the musical Les Miserables? Oh, it's not letting me type. Here, I'll type in the chat. Les Miserables. Okay, yes. They recently came out with a movie with it. So that book was based off of a time period when basically the French royalty had all the wealth of the whole country, and everyone was really, really suffering around the time of the Industrial Revolution. Many people went hungry and suffered quite significantly, and then again around World War II, the French were occupied by the Nazis. So again, I'm not saying that France has had a harder time than the United States, but in recent memory, they've they haven't forgotten kind of the suffering that they experienced in history. And I think it's because of this that they're the people in, oh yes, in the time that's another good one, Madison. Um, and so because of this, there's kind of been an imprint on the culture of like some of the laws they have enacted today, and some of the organizations that are created, like Médecins Sans Frontières, really kind of show that like the people as a people have a lot of compassion and don't want other people, or don't want to repeat kind of the suffering of that they kind of can remember as a culture. So obviously other countries have great organizations too, but this is something that is part of the French people. So in the story behind this organization, Médecins Sans Frontières, was in May 1968. I think it was just Max Recamier. Later he met up with Pascal Cretleti-Bossuet. They were volunteering for the Red Cross in Nigeria, and there was, I'm not sure, some war of some kind going on there, and they volunteered as doctors in France to go and help with the efforts, the humanitarian efforts there, and they actually couldn't get through and help the people at one point because there were political barriers there. Like they were like Red Cross couldn't, because it was supported by the French government. The French government couldn't support what was going on. The point was that for political reasons they couldn't help people, and they were not okay with that. And so they decided to start their own organizations. I think they each created their own organization. Then it came together later to be called Médecins Sans Frontières. By December 1971, it was formed, and now people from all over the world, not just France, doctors can volunteer something like at least 9 to 12 months and stay in a place and be a doctor and help the people in various types of situations, war, famine, or disease, or whatever it is. It's quite an amazing organization. This is kind of their motto. It's simple, really, to go where the patients are. It seems obvious, but at the time, it was a revolutionary concept because borders got in the way. It's no coincidence that we call it Médecins Sans Frontières. It's one of the most largest, most efficient medical organizations that help out. That they really try to get right where everything is happening in the world. So, and I share this with you because I feel like the French people, they care a lot about humanitarian efforts, and I think it's because of historically what they've gone through. So that's a bit about the French people. Any questions? If you guys become doctors, you should volunteer at some point. Maybe. Actually, it's not quite safe, I think, in some places, but it's a good effort. Anyways, let's do some flash vocab. First, let's conjugate our verb from last week, aller. Can anyone tell me before we begin, what does it even mean? What does aller mean? It means to go. Well done. It is one of the cardinal verbs that there's like 4 or 5 of them that we are so important to French, and that's basically the verbs you learn in French 1. Aller is one of them, and they're pretty much all irregular. So let's conjugate it. How do we conjugate it for je? Je vais. I go, je vais. Good. How about tu? Oh, good, you guys. Tu vas. Quick answers. That's what I like to see. Il, elle, va. Très bien. Nous allons. Très bien. Vous allez. Oui. Oui, oui. Ils, elles vont. All right, many of you answered, and many of you answered right away, which makes me think that maybe you do remember it well, which is great. If you were looking at the textbook or your notes, that's fine too. But definitely memorize this as soon as possible. All right, we learned an important grammar thing, which, as I told you last week, is not something that we say in English. We don't really have anything like this, so it takes kind of some extra thinking. So whenever we see the preposition a next to le, it becomes what? It becomes o. Très bien. What about when we see a next to la? It stays the same. What about when we see a next to le? Oh, très bien. So I want you to train your brains that if you ever see something like a, le next to each other, then it's like, that's really horrible grammar. We don't ever say that. If you see a, le, something next to each other, that's never, ever how you say it. Train your brains to see that. Good. I have some more vocab. This is I went through it quickly last week, so we'll see how well you studied. What is un concert? Yes, this is a difficult one. It is, in fact, concert. How about un film? Tell me if I'm going too fast. You can always do the little next to the smiley face. Tell me to go faster or slower. Okay. A film is a movie, yes, or a film. All right, so this one we didn't really talk much about last class, but does anyone remember une boum, une fête, une soirée all mean the same thing? And it is, in fact, a party. They each kind of have their own connotation. Une boum is more, yes, Madison. Yeah, une boum, this is kind of more of a teenage party. These are not hard and fast definitions, hard and fast rules here, but this is the general kind of use. Une fête, this is kind of the general word for party. And it also kind of is often used for like a children's party. So une fête, if we're talking just like about a party in general, is the general word for party would use une fête. It also is kind of, you can use it for children's parties, but With adults, it's just fine too. Une boom is you kind of think more of a teenagers getting together and listening to their boom boxes or whatever. Kids don't have boom boxes anymore. All right. And then une soirée. Honestly, I think of this sounds a little more fancy in my mind, but it is kind of like an evening party, maybe an adult party, but it could be a teenager party too, I guess. Soirée uses the same root as soir, which is evening. It's the same kind of idea. They all, yeah. All right. How about un endroit? Very good. It means place, like the general word for place. How about un événement? Yes, this one looks exactly as it sounds. Good. An event. How about un match? Very good. A game, like a sports game or match. Very good. How about un pique-nique? May not look like it visually, but it sounds the exact same. A picnic. Un rendezvous. Good. It's an appointment, a meeting, or a date. It could be like an actual like a date, like a girlfriend boyfriend date, or it could be just like a meeting with someone. One word for that in French. Very good. How about the verb arriver? To what? To arrive. Very good. How about rentrer? Not to go. Aller is to go. It is to go back. I think it kind of looks like the word return, but it does in fact mean to return or go home or to go back. How about rester? To what? Not to rest, but to stay. Very good. So these are okay. So in this unit, we learned about towns, how to say town, village, city, and then we learned what all the things inside of a town are, all the places we can go. And now the lesson we're talking about all the different and how to get around and stuff. And this lesson we're talking about what we do, like the events and things we do in those places. And so then these are our verbs to communicate that we arrived at the place to watch a concert or whatever it is, or we're returning from the soccer game, or we're going to stay at the party or whatever it is. Does that make sense how it's all coming? It's getting more and more specific. Same kind of theme, but just more specific wording. Okay, and then faire une promenade. We talked about this very briefly, but let's talk about, yes, Elizabeth got it like perfectly right away. Well done. I do want to take a moment and focus on this to make sure we all understand. So the expression faire une promenade by itself, you think of to go for a walk. To go for a walk. Now, if you say faire une promenade en pied, what does that mean? Yes. It also means to go for a walk, like by foot, essentially. But if I say faire une promenade en vélo, what does that mean? That's a bike ride, or to ride your bike. If we faire une promenade en voiture, that's to go for a drive or by car, essentially. So in English, it's a little messier. In French, we use the same expression. But in English, it's a little messier. We say to go for a walk or to walk, to have a bike ride, to go on a bike ride, to go for a drive, to drive. But in French, it's all just faire une promenade en pied, en vélo, en voiture. Any questions on that? Okay. We talked about expressions using aller because all of our most important verbs in French tend to be used in everyday expressions. Expressions with aller. This one is the go for it, means go for it or go ahead. What's the expression? Very good. Vas-y. Vas-y. Very good. This one is the go away or get out of here. What is that one? Do you guys remember my story? Very good. It is va-t'en. Good job remembering all the weird punctuation things happening in that phrase. Va-t'en. Very good. And this one is let's go. I'm glad you remember this after all the Doctor Who references. Allons-y. Very good. Any questions about these expressions using aller? You got them pretty quickly, so it makes me think that you understand them. I also use vas-y all the time, or allons-y. I don't really use va-t'en because you guys don't misbehave. All right, let's do some exercises. Révision devoir. Yeah, we'll start with this one. Okay, so we're on page 207. I will read the directions for you. I'll give you a minute to load up your textbook. Okay. The following students at the boarding school Nice are going home for vacation. Indicate to which of the cities they are going according to the luggage tags shown below. So I'll do the example is Jean-Michel est Canadien. Okay, I'll do the example after I sign. So actually everyone levez les mains, s'il vous plaît. Okay. Elizabeth, numéro 1. Xavier, numéro 2. Charlotte, numéro 3. Faith, numéro 4. Vas-y. So the example up above here is Jean-Michel est Canadien. So I look at the luggage tags below and I'll say, il va. Yes, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? Privileges. There you go. Oops. Sorry, il va. Hold on, it's not letting me type. There we go. Il va, let's see, which one goes with Canada? Quebec. Quebec. Okay, so this is putting into practice the conjugation of aller, essentially. That's just about it. If you need help because you don't remember your geography, that's totally fine. It's not a geography class. I'm not testing you on that. All right. Je vais à... Très bien. Je vais à Genève. Très bien. Charlotte était américaine. Charlotte va à Chicago. Oh, Charlotte, you almost got the one with your name in it. Nous allons à Rome. Très bien. Tu es français. Tu vas... Okay, so wait. You can't... Right now you're number 4. Faith, is it Faith? Yeah. It says that you go Lyon, like the city Lyon. You need to say go to Lyon. So can you insert the preposition à? Tu vas à Lyon? You guys did that really quickly and really well, so well done. And then lower your hands when you're done. Okay. So we'll just insert a little à here. Tu vas à Lyon. Faith, do you see why? Oops. Boop. Okay, let's move on. next exercise. Oops, too far. Whoa. Thank you. Okay, we're on page 208. I will assign it, and then I will explain the directions. Oh, no worries, Faith. For future reference, use the select tool at the top of the menu on the whiteboard, and then you can double click the text box. Okay, so Emma, you're going to do the first line in number 1. MJ, you're going to do the second line in number 1. Madison, first line in number 2. Julia, second line in number 2. Emma, third line, number 3, line 1. Rachel, number 3, line 2. Sorry, my little scroll thing's going way too fast. Okay, Matthew. Wait, now I'm all off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Matthew, you're going to do number 4, line 1. Dara, number 4, line 2. Jaina, number 5, line 1. Sarah, number 5, line 2. Okay, so the directions here are, actually I'll read it because it's easier that way. Okay, 2 friends meet in the street and talk about where they're going. So the first person is going to ask, are you going to, and then the place in the picture, and the second person answers, no, I'm going to, and then you look at the second picture. So I'll do this. This is the example box. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do the example one. So line 1 for the example would be tu vas au café, because there's a cafe there. Are you going, the picture, first picture in the example is a cafe. And then I would say, non, je vais à la plage. Got it? So what we're putting into practice here is our 2 things. 1, we're conjugating our avoir properly. 2, we're using the proper forms of au or à la or au, à la, or au. Okay? So there's 2 things I'm looking for here. Any questions? Tu vas au stade. Va, and then au. Parfait. Non, je vais à la piscine. Très bien. Tu vas, good, au cinéma. Très bien. Non, je vais à la théâtre. Très bien. Good, adding the accents. Tu vas au. Okay, so this is you're so close. So hotel is masculin. However, I actually didn't say this, so you can blame me for this. There's technically kind of like a 4th option here. If it'll let me type. Sorry, hold on one second. It's not letting me type. Add to my little box over here. I'll just do a new text box. Okay. A, L apostrophe. So technically, we actually kind of have like a 4th option here. O is A plus le. A plus la is just a la. A plus le is O, and then A plus L apostrophe remains the same. So do you think could you fix this? Because hotel, the H we treat like a vowel. Oops. Yes, okay, number 5 is a park, sorry. Oh, perfect. À l'hôtel, très bien. Non, je vais au supermarché, très bien. Tu vas à la bibliothèque, très bien. Number 4, that looks like a library, first line, and then the second line looks like a museum. Number 5, the first line looks like school, and the second line looks like the park. All right. Non, je vais au musée, très bien. Je vais, and then O is perfect. And then I just have to add parc, P-A-R-C. Very good. Uh, the order has changed now because some people lowered their hands there. I don't remember if that was yours. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, of course, Jana. Yeah, some of these pictures are hard to read. That you're definitely not the only student who's ever been like, "What is that picture?" You know, I had an older version of this textbook last year, and I noticed in the newer version this year, they actually replaced a lot of pictures with better ones or photos or something, because some of them were ambiguous. Okay, thanks, Sarah. No worries, Seth. Glad you're here. Tu vas à... Ooh, close. Except the école starts with a vowel, so we actually do the same, the a, l apostrophe here. So it'd be L apostrophe. Good. Good job. Très bien. All right. You guys did that really quickly and efficiently. So we'll just move on. Let's skip this one. Okay. Let's do this one where we're putting into practice aller and chez. Who remembers what chez means? Does anyone remember what chez means? Yes, at someone's house or someone's place. Okay, so for this one, you're going to use your subject, conjugate your verb, and then say that person is doing the verb chez, insert the chez here, and then the person at the end there. Okay, it's almost time for a break. We'll go on our break after this. Rebecca, numéro 1, Martha, numéro 2, Elisabeth, numéro 3, Emily, numéro 4, Xavier, numéro 5. I'll do the example up in the top corner. The example is Cécile jouait ping-pong, Robert. Okay, so my subject is sorry, not Julie. Cécile joue, so I have to conjugate the verb, au ping-pong chez Robert. She's playing ping pong at Robert's house. Mathieu regarde la télé chez une copine. Martha, you're doing number 2. Okay, number 5. Xavier, nearly perfect, nearly perfect. You forgot to conjugate your verb, though. Remember how we conjugate ER verbs? Xavier, can you conjugate your verb here? Marc, same here. Écouter, décéder chez un copain. Well, so it's either une copine or un copain. In this case, it's copain. So don't forget to conjugate your verbs, you guys. Do you remember how to conjugate ER verbs? E, ES, ONS, EZ, ENT. You remove the ER and you add the proper ending. Good job, Xavier. Mathieu regarde la télé chez une copine. Marc, still, okay, so Antoine joue au croquet chez Sylvie. Parfait. Marc écoute des CD chez un copain. Très bien. Oh, thank you. There are some kind of weird ones. I wish I could download more. I like to switch it up, so sometimes we'll have weird ones. Let's see, there's like at symbol, cent symbol, planner, glasses, envelope. You've seen the camera, I believe. Do you guys even know what that is? I'm just kidding. Desktop, newspaper, telephone. Kind of businessy. Yeah, definitely old school. Okay. Claire dîne, good, chez des cousins. Perfect. Except it's des cousins. Des, and you did deux cousins. Besides that, you're great. And then number 1, do we need help with it, or is everything okay? Becca Winfield. Anyone in the chat, how do we conjugate aller to match Julie? No. Va. It is an ER verb, but it's an irregular R verb, so it does not follow this. It is va. Julie va chez Béatrice. Emma, you would have been perfectly right if it was a regular ER verb. That's kind of the rule here, is that this is for regular. You guys aren't even... No, it's part of the learning process. Julie va, she's going, chez Béatrice, to Beatrice's house. As soon as you're done, you can lower your hands and re-raise them. We'll still have many more exercises to go. Parfait. All right, we're going to have our 5-minute break. When we get back, we will continue. See you in 5.